Hi everyone, I'm Brian with FrenchPressCoffee.com. Thank you as always for tuning in here on our channel. And today what I'm going to be showing you guys is the RJ3 line of products from Ovalware. I've got 4 of them here in front of me and I'm pretty excited about these offerings. It's really cool stuff that I think is going to be an awesome addition to your at-home coffee shop. Let's dive right in and talk about it. Now the RJ3 line of products from Ovalware is a very budget-friendly at-home coffee making experience. A few products here that I think are going to fit really easily into the budget for anyone who's looking to add something to their at-home coffee shop that's going to slightly elevate their experience, but you're going to be able to do it without having to invest a whole ton of money. Let's start with the RJ3 Drip Kettle. A very straightforward gooseneck dripping kettle made of stainless steel, has a super easy to use, pretty ergonomic handle, I have to say actually. Plastic on the handle, plastic on the lid, on the handle for the lid right here, going to make it so that you're not going to burn yourself. Very straightforward, going to store 1 liter of water in it, and super simple, easy to use. A gooseneck kettle is actually really important for being able to make a good cup of coffee, because this is how you're going to be able to very easily do pour over, especially for pour over coffee, French press, things like that, and also for teas. But another thing that's really unique about this kettle, and I really like this little attention to detail and design, is we all know that water temperature is super important when we're brewing a good cup of coffee or tea. And how are you going to know what the temperature is in this kettle, being that's not a digital kettle? Super easy. You saw what I just did right there. I'm able to slide a thermometer into the lid of this drip kettle from Ovalware. That is a super cool little feature that I think makes this a standout. And again, for a budget-friendly kettle, that is an extremely cool feature that immediately screams attention to detail and design. Next up is the Ovalware RJ3 Range Server. And one of the things that I immediately love about this is just the look, the design of it. It kind of looks like it belongs in a lab, which I think is kind of cool, especially because of the measuring hash marks that you have right here on the side. I dig the design. It's completely glass with the exception of the lid, which you have right here, which is easy to pull out and has spouts on it which allow you to pour through but also filter out what it is that you have inside of it. It's going to store 600 milliliters of liquid. And why would you need this? Very simply put, after you have brewed your French press coffee, your tea, your pour over coffee, whatever beverage it is that you might be having that day, it's good to transfer it into another receptacle in order to serve it. That's going to help it to stay warm, and it's also going to keep over extraction from happening, which can be a real drag, especially with French press coffee. So it's nice to move it into something like the RJ3 that I have right here. And this would be super fitting for being able to, again, potentially do pour over directly into. You could use this for cold brew, tea, coffee, all manner of applications. The design is super cool. It's a very inexpensive way to get into an awesome little range server that you can add to your at-home coffee shop. Moving on, I have the Ovalware RJ3 Cold Brew Maker. This is a 1 liter cold brew coffee maker. Again, kind of mimics the design of the Range Server. It's got your measuring hash marks here on the side. Again, this is going to store up to 1 liter of liquid. Inside of the cold brew maker, you have your extractor, and you can see this is rather large, so it's going to allow you to really kind of vary the strength of the coffee or tea that you're going to be making in it. This is where you're going to put your coffee, your tea, loose tea, coffee ground, things like that. Put that in here, and then you'll pop this in and then take off your lid, and you can start to pour your water in. And one of the things that is going to be important here is that this is going to allow you to have an appliance that is specifically for brewing cold brew coffee, tea, and etc. It's made just for that. And so it's going to make it really easy. Add your water. You can add room temperature water to your grounds. There's a specific formula that you can follow. You're actually going to get instructions for that with the cold brew maker. And then after you've let this sit for a little while in your refrigerator, you're going to have cold brew coffee ready to go. It's going to be concentrate, so you can use that to lighten it up with some water, milk, whatever it is that you may want to add. And here's another thing, and this is another important standout feature that I think is very cool. When you're done with that brewing process, you can take the silicone ring off of the extractor, slide that off, put aside your extractor, wash it of course, and then you can take that silicone ring and place this onto the lid. Very easy to do. And now you can put the lid on top of your pitcher. So now you can serve directly out of that, which is also very cool. And you're going to be able to remove the extractor, of course, which will stop the extraction process and make sure you don't get over-extracted coffee or tea. Now, additionally, if you didn't want to make cold brew with this, you could just simply use this as a decanter as well. You could serve any number of beverages out of this. Just simply take that extractor out, put that silicone ring onto the lid, and you have a really cool looking serving decanter to keep on your tabletop, countertop, whatever that may be. And again, that design, just overall, those little attentions to detail really make these products stand out to me. This is another appliance that I think has some really very cool attention to detail, and let me show you why. For those of you who are fans of Chemex coffee makers and pour over, which I know there's some folks out there who really prefer Chemex, we know that Chemex can again be a little bit of a learned process. It takes a little time to get it right sometimes, and it can be a little bit messy if you're using paper filters and things like this. This looks to resolve that issue by giving you a double layer filter that is going to not absorb coffee essential oils. That double layer filter is very thin and fine on the inside. It's a little larger on the outside. The holes are a little bit larger, of course, to allow liquid to flow through. It's got a silicone ring all around it, and here's why this is cool. This just sets right down inside of your Chemex. Now you can add your coffee, you can do your brew, your pour over to get your brew, and you can get your coffee just right. And when you're done, that silicone ring, again, little attentions to detail, makes it really easy to pick it up, empty it out, and clean it out. And I really love that. This also means, that silicone ring, by the way, that it's not going to move anywhere while you're pouring into it. And bonus, it's not going to scratch your Chemex. So I have to hand it to Ovalware here for paying attention to these little things. You can tell that they know their product, they know how their products are going to be used, and they know which things are going to be really important, I think, to making sure that you get a good experience with the product. So this, I think, is actually one of the very coolest things that I have seen, because like I say, I like Chemex brewing, I love the process, but utilizing paper filters and everything that comes with brewing in a Chemex can get a little bit daunting and make it so that honestly you may just not use it. With this filter from Ovalware, I think you're going to be able to bypass those troubles and get into the world of Chemex very easily. So in closing, I have to say I'm really impressed by these offerings from Ovalware. Big thumbs up to Ovalware. If you want to find out more about these products and how you can get them, of course, make sure to visit all of the information in the description here on our video. Always make sure to subscribe to us here on our channel and turn on our notifications. That way you'll get updates when we do giveaways and more cool videos coming to you from here at FrenchPressCoffee.com.
So did you like that video? If so, go ahead and give us a like, maybe subscribe to our channel. And if you do, I'll give you a great coffee quote. Subscribe. All right. Awesome. Thank you so much. And now for the coffee quote. Remember that coffee is like a hug in a mug.